The arts are important in Coral Springs because we love our diversity here. We recognize our diversity and we support our diversity. And when you look at art, that covers so many different ethnicities, backgrounds, lived experiences. And so when you have the arts and you have different artists put out exhibits that can capture a part of your life, or maybe a past experience, or maybe if you came from somewhere, or just a memory growing up, that's what we want to have. And that's why arts are so important here in Coral Springs.
The Coral Springs Public Art Program is 20 years old, but public art has been part of the history and legacy of Coral Springs since the 1960s, with the creation of the Covered Bridge and several other public art projects. And over the years, it's become part of the Coral Springs legacy and identity.
The Coral Springs Center for the Arts has been around for almost 30 years. It initially started out as a gymnasium, but has later turned into a wonderful theater, and we've been offering events to the community, cultural and for our youth as well.
So the museum is a beacon of culture. There's no other cultural organization, certainly not another art museum at least 20 miles away. So having this beacon of culture right in the middle of Coral Springs has a big impact.
Art in and of itself is a great tool for bringing people together, and by having public art throughout the city, it creates spaces for the public to gather in discussion of different interpretations of the artwork and just enjoyment of the public spaces.
For 22 years, we've had this fantastic program here during the year and over the summer, and it's a performing arts summer camp. It's just a really great way to bring the arts out into the community. You know, when we think about art, we don't think about it in its physical form. So, you know, singing, acting, and dancing on stage builds a ton of confidence in children and the ability of expressing ourselves, and we really try to promote that.
We offer year-round classes, about 100 classes a year for students as young as pre-K, 1.5 years old, to adults, seniors. So we have watercolor, we have painting, we have a strong component on ceramics. They learn about the different techniques that they're in art and then find out if there's something that they're interested in, they can continue.
Having cultural events that celebrates the parts that we're proud of is one of the most important things that we do as a city. Whether it is Juneteenth, celebrating America overcoming slavery, or whether it's we're celebrating Blarney Bash, right? Celebrating folks with Irish heritage, or even when we talk about Veterans Day, right? Celebrating our military families, right? All of that is cultural.
Art does move people, and it moves the needle either you like it or even if you hate it. But the fact that you can have an art piece and there's a reaction in someone, that's vital.
What would our community be without the arts? I don't know.
A community without the arts, to me, is very boring.
No flavor. I mean, we gotta have that flavor. We gotta have that soul. We gotta have that spice, because that's what wakes us up. That's what wakes up our inner being. That's what lights our pilot light, is seeing color, seeing patterns, seeing stories, seeing objects come alive and morph into something that means one thing to me, but could mean something completely different to another person. But that's what we get to do and have when we experience the arts. It makes us come alive.